I don't even know if I'm ready to go live. Hi, guys. I just realized I hadn't even made sure I did everything. I just missed y'all. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you guys are well out there. Happy Sunday to you. Hope everybody's having a great day. I'm just real quick. I've been in pain, so took yesterday off. I didn't even mean to take yesterday off. I just suddenly looked up and it was 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, shit. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Just a small explainer there. We're going to talk about a Hoey cop, which what a great story that is. We're going to talk about some football. We're going to talk about Ralphomania. Oh my God, did you guys watch that shit show? Oh wow, could have been worse. Definitely one of Ralph's better productions, but that's a low, ridiculously low bar. Twitter files that we had, the church commission that people keep asking about, all kinds of shit tonight. Lots of stuff today. The cop took a few for the team. The cop took the team out. Yeah, she did take a few for the team, but she took the whole team out with her. They all had to go. Wow, I don't even know where to start tonight. Let's start with the Chargers. My Chargers, man, that's the sound of a Charger fan right there. That's just the sound of one. So they squeak into the playoffs. They actually had a better record than the team they were playing tonight, but the Jaguars playing a shittier division, so they got to have home field advantage tonight. And so they're down there in Jacksonville. The Chargers open up a 27-0 lead. 27-0. And they end up losing 31-30 because that's what the Chargers do. They scored 3 points in the second half of the game and ended up giving up 31 points. Good job. Well done. My expectations have been met. For those who are saying sorry about the Chargers, don't look, man, a lifelong Charger fan. And I expected this. When I saw that the score was 27-0, I was like, oh, there's only one of two ways this is going. It's either going to be a massive blowout. They're going to beat the Jaguars 54-0 or something like that. Like they're just going to dominate them. They're like, wait, this is the Chargers. So the more likely way was going to go, they're going to fuck up and lose the game, which is exactly what they did. If I'm being honest, I didn't expect them to even make the playoffs. So them getting into the wild card round was a win in and of itself. They were riddled with injuries this season, man. Both Keenan Allen and Mike Williams were out for a while. They're two top wide receivers. They're just so inconsistent. So many teams they should have beat that they lost to. They should have won both of the Kansas City games, if I'm being honest. But they need more discipline. That whole, Cartman, you need a Eureka discipline. They lack the discipline, and part of it is their coach. Part of it is their ownership, man. Their ownership picks bad coaches over and over again. And it's not that Staley's a horrible coach, but he wants to be one of the guys. If you've watched him talk, he's one of the guys instead of being, I'm the leader. You guys will do what I say. I'm going to kick your ass. And that's what the Chargers need because they just absolutely lack discipline. It's so bad, so bad. But anyway, they lost and they're out. So now it's time to start rooting for the Chiefs for the rest of the rest of this off season. How do I teach these kids? Not that one, Fugi. That's a good one, but no, it's the what is the discipline one? It's the Randy Marsh where he's an alcoholic and he finds out it's a disease, and they have the statue of Mary that's what is it? It's pooping blood, right? Yeah, it's a great episode, underrated episode of South Park. Eureka the discipline. Anyway, oh wow, man, fucking Chargers every fucking time, man. I'm not even upset. I'm not even upset because I expected this. I actually expected to tune in.
Blood, right?
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
hello. Forgot to shut off my external speaker.
Yeah, there you go.
How you doing?
Oh, yeah, not worth talking about. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Frank, thank you so much. Better than the Steelers offense, coach. One trick pony, that guy is. Look, man, I think this guy could be a great coach eventually, but he's got to learn not to be. You're not there to be friends with your players. It's great if your players like you. It's better if they respect you. And that's what you need. And they need to respect you to the point like, this is what we're doing. Don't question it. Go do it. But anyway, I expected to look up the score because I wasn't watching the game. I'm like, I knew I shouldn't even do it, but I was trying to avoid the game entirely. Superstitious reasons. Don't worry about it. And I got a text from my son. Like, God damn it. So I already knew that they'd scored. And like, fuck it. Might as well look it up. And I waited probably an hour after he sent me the text telling me that they'd scored to look it up. I'm like, they're going to be losing. And I saw 27-0, and that's when my heart sank. It really did when I saw 27-0. It was like, I mean, there could be a blowout here, but yeah, they're gonna fuck this up. And guess what, Jack? They fucked it up. The Chargers lost after 27-0 lead. They lost 31-30.
Oof.
Yeah, because that's what the Chargers do. So there's my football for the evening. And we'll move along from there because I really, really, really want to talk about Slutty Cop. I've been wanting to talk.
Slutty Cop.
I've been wanting to talk about this story for days. I saw a tweet about it the other day, and I had to go searching because now this is everywhere, and apparently there's memes galore about this.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
I saw just a random tweet from somebody. One of the people I follow shared it. There's an account out there that reports police news, but not all police news. They mostly focus on like goofy police news and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they tweeted out a picture of this chick, and it's the picture of her sitting in the break room eating. And it said something to the effect of her banging people. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds interesting. And I had to go dig for it, and I didn't get it in time for the show the last time we did the show. And then we weren't here yesterday, so we missed it entirely, which is great because there's been more news.
Of course.
There's been even better news. Thank you, Duck Dog. The Chargers choke like David Carradine jerking off. Wow. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but yeah.
Nice reference, Duck.
Ouch. I wish that was wrong. I really do. Because it'd make me feel better about myself.
You know who doesn't feel better about themselves? The poor Thai whore that had to find that.
Oh, yeah. Poor woman. Probably fucked her up for life.
Yeah.
She's probably a nun now.
She probably murdered him anyway.
So for those of you who missed it, there's a big hubbub going on at I guess it's mostly over now.
Big hubbub.
A big black wiener from what we heard.
Several of them
going on. Well, no, there was a specific one that apparently she mentioned repeatedly. Small town in Tennessee. Their police station was just rocked by a whore. I don't want to call her a whore because she didn't take money for it. Rocked by a slut and a whole bunch of dirty motherfuckers who put their wieners in her. Didn't y'all realize that, you were like sixth in line? That's going to leave an itch, man.
She rocked him like a hurricane.
Man. So a bunch of them get fired. 6 people fired from this police department down there because this one police officer, stop trying to show me the guy from Idaho. I don't care. Let's get her picture up here on the screen. This woman is the downfall of the police department. How ugly are the women in that town?
Well, where was this?
Tennessee.
Tennessee? Oh, I've been to Tennessee. They have some pretty hot chicks. So I don't know. Maybe it was just the availability. Maybe she's got a big fat booty or something.
Well, she ain't got no boobies, so it's not that. Maybe the booty is big, but it's hard to see. Doesn't look like her gun's flaring out or anything. So, yeah. I mean, from what I've seen, there's a picture of her. Hang on, let me. There's a picture of her with her husband, which is where my real interest in the story lies at the moment. There we go. This is her and her ginger cuck husband here. Hoko, thank you so much. Her husband said he's staying with her. Don't get ahead of the story. That's literally the story that this picture comes from. Yeah, this is her. So, I mean, it's not like she has like a lot of curves or anything. I think she's just a dirty bitch. And that's what got everybody going. So, yeah, this is them. Yeah. He said he's going to stay with her. Now, we got to discuss that for a minute, Jack, because she claims, or at least according to the guy she was banging, she was out there claiming she was in an open marriage.
But he didn't know that, did he?
He's staying with her, so maybe he did. But she's at a party apparently, right? And one of the guys that she ends up banging and his wife, they're there, and she starts making out with him, and he gets offended by it and leaves. He don't drag his bitch with him. So I think maybe he was right, or maybe she was right. Maybe she was in an open marriage, and he just didn't like the fact that they were in an open marriage. She had a gun, man. What's he gonna do?
I don't know. Real quick, thank you, that Geico Camel. Hey, Monk. What day is it?
I don't know.
I
Sunday?
think you're supposed to say hump day.
Oh, it's not hump day, though.
Camel said it.
I hear you, but it's not hump day.
Sunday.
Hump day's Wednesday.
Sunday. I don't know.
It's Sunday. Except for this lady who apparently it was hump day every day.
Wade said, well, Monk and Jack, I live an hour away from this city. It doesn't shock me. It's the South.
You should go find her, see if you can get a blowjob. But yeah, husband of Tennessee cop at center of department sex scandal, sticking by his wife, according to a report. Husband of the Tennessee police officer fired for having sex with 6 of her coworkers is standing by his wife. The Daily Mail reported. So I'm trying to shut all this shit off my screen.
Did you see the meme where it said, we're instituting a new team building exercise, and then it shows her picture and says the team building exercise?
I haven't seen any of the memes. Actually, the only way I knew there were memes is I went to Tuck In Lady Monkey, and she goes, have you seen this stuff in Tennessee? And I like, oh yeah. She goes, have you seen all the memes? I'm like, I ain't seen shit. I've missed all the memes. I'm just aware that meme culture exists because of her. Yeah. So the story goes like this. She gets hired, like you do. I can't believe that they all bang this chick.
Yeah, I can't either. I mean, look, if it was a one-off, I could understand like 1 or 2 of these guys banging her, not knowing the others were there. But the fact that it sounds like they all kind of knew, come on, that's dirty.
She was, God bless it. Won't unmute. There we go. She was bragging to the one that she had a threesome with him and his wife about the big black cock she'd been taking.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, one of the sergeants. So you ladies that live in the area, if you're interested, one of them who's looking for work, and maybe you can pick him up at a Home Depot and bring him back and bang him for a couple of dollars. I don't know how these things work, Jack.
I'm not sure either.
But yeah, this chick, she banged a whole bunch of. Now 6 of them got fired, but they didn't get fired for banging this nasty whore. They got fired for lying. She did have sexual relations at work with one of them. And so that's why those 2 got fired. But the rest of it, I mean, it was all on their own time. They can be dirty little whores if they want to be. But when it came up, that's when they all lied about it and got caught lying about it and got fired for that. Remember, if you're banging a nasty hoe at work, just admit it. Just admit it.
Yeah.
It's the cover-up that gets you, Jack. Because there's 2 other guys who are suspended right now. They're on administrative leave at the moment. They'll probably get their their jobs back. They'll probably get a demerit in their jacket, but otherwise they'll be fine because they just fessed up to banging the dirty whore. You know, like you do. Where's let's get to the gentleman. We got to give him props. No, I don't give a shit about this. Move that off my screen. Is this? I think this is. No, that's not the guy. Where's the other guy? Da da da. This is the one. He was. That's the threesome partner right there. They would make some ugly kids. Like really, they would make Tennessee looking kids. No offense, Tennessee people.
I would say Alabama looking kids.
I was trying to give the Big Dick. Oh, there he is. There's Big Officer Big Dick right there. If you guys were wondering what he looks like, Lewis Powell's his name. That dude just looks like he's packing. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't run away from that guy. Like that dude will chase you and then beat the shit out of you. Let the dog bite your nuts
with his dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this is what I wonder, right? Because I don't think it tells us how many of the other officers were married or anything, or I didn't look that deep, if I'm being honest. How you go home and tell your partner, I got fired for banging at work.
And then she'll be like, we didn't bang it. Wait a minute.
Yeah. According to Officer Powell here, his wife, because we do know he was married, beat his ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one's Officer Powell?
The Big Dick guy.
The bald one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Powell was the same name as the guy in Die Hard, the cop.
Yep, Al Powell, yeah.
Yeah. And they both had the same haircut.
They do.
Had the same goatee. Or mustache,
same build.
Rather. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to say that this guy will be on the reboot of Family Matters.
Wait, is that in this article?
Spit up buggy. She just wanted to cop you late.
I mean, she's giving me vibes of the chick from Alameda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think this chick's got crazy eyes. She has that more subtle look, but she looks a little crazy. Maybe
Thank you, Keeper Dam. Thank you, Keeper Dam. She licked their donuts and sucked their penal code. I'll see myself out. I don't know if she was licking donuts. They might have been licking hers.
They put their handcuff key in her lock.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have been in the other one where it tells us about how his wife slapped him. Oh, no, it's right there. Powell was then involved in a domestic disturbance with his wife, who he told investigators beat the shit out of me, adding that he would most likely lose his children after the spurned woman learned of the affair. Yeah.
You think? I'm curious if we're going to see a follow-up article that one of these dudes ate his gun later.
I would like to say good on him for not hitting the woman back. She shouldn't have been hitting him in the first place, but I'm pretty sure he'd have hurt his woman if he slapped her back.
Yeah, I think he knows the rules a little too well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to end up divorced because you banged a dirty, nasty little whore. You banged the station hoe. Anyway, so yeah, her man is standing by her, Jack. So I'm glad to hear those crazy kids are gonna survive this. You know, I've often wondered. We had a store manager, and he got demoted for banging a cashier on a dumpster.
Like you do. Isn't that how you get a performance review? Pretty sure that's how performance reviews are done. Monkey muted himself. Swing low, sweet chariot. He's the son of a preacher man. What's up, chat? Megatron apparently had to sneeze. Megatron has fallen. That's right. I am in command until he comes back. What's going on out there in sexy Chatland? Anything exciting? You guys doing something sexy? Are you banging the work slut? Work sluts are awesome. I mean, that's wrong. Megatron needs an allergy pill. Yeah, he probably does. How's you and your fam, Jack? Let's not talk about that. But thanks for asking. Hope yours doing well. Giving new money to giving a raise. Yeah, right? Hi, Jack. Hi, Keeverdam. Winky, winky at you, too. Just being sexy like I do. You do you, Kyler. Speaking of which, have you seen the Coronation Star Scream figure? No. I don't really follow much Transformers stuff. Chat me like one of your Asian women. Oh, you get in the basement and stay there. No worries, dude. Go for a shower and the show starts after being online the whole day. Yeah, I was online earlier. I did a stream about the response from Wizards of the Coast to the backlash. You can check that out on my other station. Real quick, thank you, Shio. At her firing, she thanked her for her cervex. Also, sorry about all the memes in your DM box. Oh no, you're fine, Shio.
Dude, I am so sorry to just leave you like that. I had to go throw up.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
Well, right. You're obviously not because you threw up.
It was coughing-induced vomiting.
Oh, that sucks.
I started to cough, and right as I had taken a drink, because my throat had gone a little dry on me, and things went bad. Wow.
Oh, wow, I'm sorry, dude.
There's a reason I wasn't here yesterday. Frank, thank you so very much. She put the serve and protect. Indeed, she did. So I was in the middle of something when all that started.
Yes, we were talking about somebody getting plowed on a dumpster.
Yeah, we had a store manager who threw away his career by banging a dirty cashier, not just on a dumpster, but on a dumpster at a bar where she was having her bachelorette party.
Oof.
Yeah. So he ends up getting demoted. And I always wondered how he had that conversation with his wife. You know what I mean? Like, hey, babe, I'm going to have to take a huge pay cut and go work at another store because I banged a nasty hoe on a dumpster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you have that conversation? It's one of the great reasons to keep your wiener or your vagina to yourself, just to ever avoid that conversation. Hoko, thank you. She loved Five Guys for lunch. And dinner and anytime, apparently. Wife, not again, right? I don't understand. I don't understand how you throw everything away for something like that. I just don't. Anyhow, the crazy kids are staying together. Unfortunately, you know what happened though, that Jack? She tore apart a black family. Notice the white people stay together, but the black family got to break up. That's some kind of discrimination. I'm positive.
Well, this is just more police violence against black people.
It really is.
Sexual violence.
That bitch ruined a family. That cop ruined a family. How dare you? Now those kids gonna grow up without a daddy because he's going out for smokes.
He went out for more than he got his pole smoked. More like.
Oh man, I just can't believe they all banged that nasty looking whore.
I don't know how that didn't get stopped sooner.
Well, you did hear how it got stopped, right?
No.
An anonymous tip to the mayor.
To the mayor?
To the mayor. Yeah. I have a feeling it was our ginger friend we saw in that picture with her little cucky man. That
surprised me.
That or there was one guy at the station she wouldn't bang, and he went and told.
Or he was just so repulsed by her offer to bang, he's like, "Oh God, no."
Well, the other, it could have been a chick that works there as well, who's like, "Oh, that fucking whore." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it was an anonymous tip to the mayor's office. And so they started looking into it, and they sent real investigators after this who did some real digging, Jack, because all of these people denied it. And the articles say, but when presented with evidence, I'm like, uh-oh, they had like video. They had like timestamps and shit. So yeah, they all eventually came clean. Hopefully
Yeah,
they
did. Oh, you meant something else.
Yeah, I was gonna say hopefully they washed too, because in the one instance, I believe it was with Powell, they matched up them being in the gym together and being, I want to say it was in the cafeteria together. So she was just spreading her DNA all over the place.
Well, you know.
Hoko, thank you. Her idol is Kamala Harris. Yeah. She wants to be vice president one day too. Get on your knees, girls. That's how you get ahead.
Most cops have numbers when they call into the station. Hers was just knee pads.
Right? Just the anonymous tip. Indeed, dangerous. Just the anonymous tip. Oh, yeah. When I read that part, I lost it. I'm like, oh, wow. Either sperm partner or somebody at the station who was either not getting it or was disgusted by her getting it. Because it's not like it was, some random crook who happened to see it. This is
It was somebody in the back of the squad car. Like, man, come on, just take me to jail.
I don't want to watch this. You're doing it wrong. Anyway. So what else do we have? Oh, yes. Jack, I don't know if you saw it tonight, but tonight was Ralph-a-mania.
It was running wild, I hear. Oh, before we really touch on that, speaking of drunks, did you see Andy Dick got arrested?
Again? What for this time?
Public intoxication and failure to register as a sex offender.
Not shocked by either of those.
Yeah, I wasn't either. I think he's homeless now.
Yeah, he's had quite the fall, hasn't he?
A little bit. Not like anyone would have seen this coming because he wasn't a giant weirdo or anything.
Right? I mean, for those of you who missed Ralph-a-mania running wild, I just want to share a tweet from one of the participants. This was a female wrestler there. For those of you who watched it, this is the blue-haired chick. Things that happened during my match tonight in New Jersey. A guy screamed rape her while I was in a submission by a guy. Things that shouldn't have fucking happened. That. It's a real thing that happened, Jack.
Yeah.
There were two girls wrestling, and this guy comes up and gets in the fight for some reason. He wins the match, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. While she was in a submission move, the crowd starts yelling "rape her." Now,
that's kind of fucked up.
Somebody said, what promotion, and did they handle it and escort him out? It's a new promotion. The promoter apologized profusely and pulled the entire row of guys. Now, there was a moment during this where it seemed like a whole bunch of the people had cleared out, but they all came back. So
they took him outside to give him a talking to. That's what that
probably
was.
I asked her which promoter specifically apologized, because Ralph, who was not a participant in the event, which really upset me because I was hoping to see him get in there and wrestle.
Yeah. Oh, that
I wanted to
priceless.
I want to see that gunt coming off the top rope.
I don't think it could get up to the top rope.
But he did disappear now and then, so I don't know if he was the one. But at another point, they had this guy whose whole shtick is being like kind of Jewish or not Jewish. I couldn't tell. I didn't care. But
because apparently he gave them a cake. He gave Ralph a cake with a Jewish star on it.
Yeah, the crowd starts chanting Hitler. I'm not making that up. Hitler. Doing great wonders for the whole image of Cozy over there. The only thing...
It was on Comfy.
No, Cozy.
No, they called it Comfy on Twitter.
Comfy was where some people were watching it, where they were stealing it, where they were stream sniping it. It was on Cozy TV.
Yeah, what the hell's Comfy? I've never heard of
Comfy,
that one.
Comfy's another one of those fly-by-night Odyssey kind of ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was the main thing went to a site that Ralph himself seems to run. I don't ask me, I don't care. But the main site for where it was watched was on Cozy. He
Okay.
struck Cog twice.
Yeah, I saw that. Cog was trying really hard too, but
He got most of it. He only missed a little bit of the show because Ralph was really bad at taking people down tonight. So it was funny as
he
shit.
seemed a little bit drunk, plus preoccupied for what I'm sure you'll get to.
Oh my God, they were so. He had Dalton. You and I have talked about Dalton before. Dalton is this kid who has tried to turn himself into Nick.
Yeah.
And wears sunglasses all the time. This motherfucker gets drunk on half a beer. He gets a beer and suddenly you can tell, you can just hear it. He's getting fucking drunk. Yeah, Ralph got served papers tonight. Ralph has been hiding out in Mexico so people can't serve him with lawsuit papers. And at the very beginning of the show, the police come in and serve him papers. Throughout the show, those same papers were served to him 4 more times. Just to fuck with him. What exactly is the suit? I have no fucking idea. Something to do with Pod Awful. I have not been keeping up with all the shit going on over there.
Refresh my memory. What's Pod Awful?
He's a streamer. His name is Jesse something. He's the one that like delivered diapers to Ralph's house.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't remember who all these people are. There's too many people involved in this storyline.
Well, there's not much else to tell. It was a pretty boring event. Ralph just paid wrestlers who already do wrestling to put on a show for him. He claims that there was like 250 people there.
No, not a chance.
There was less than 100. Easily, you could count less than 100.
Yeah, I'd be willing to say there might have been 100 because of the way the camera's angled. Sure, I'll give him 100 people. Fine.
Well,
but I don't think it was anywhere near anything beyond 100 people total.
A name you may have heard before, Corinne. She's the one with the iPad and Ice Poseidon. Fuck all that nonsense. We're not getting back into it. If you guys want to know that, go back in the old streams. But she was there and she was filming, and we got a good view of the entire audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's not.
I only caught bits and pieces of it because I had shit to do.
I was hanging out on Twitter, reading some news, and I had it on over on the side. I kept waiting for one of his drunk audience members to actually get in there and get their ass kicked by a wrestler.
Yeah, that'd have been hilarious.
Yeah, and it looked like it was going to happen there for a little bit, and then they disappointed me. There was no real violence at this. They did apparently kick out a guy who came dressed as Ralph.
Yeah, I saw that part. Guy showed up in a cowboy hat and was just kind of being moderately obnoxious, I guess. Not even
annoying.
really doing anything.
Yeah, there's several times you can hear Ralph getting audibly angered while he's there. I think it was the 3rd serving of papers where he just starts going off about how Jesse Pod Awful should be arrested. Why hasn't this guy been arrested yet? What? For what? I mean, name a crime and turn him in, I guess. But yeah, he starts going off on like a 2-minute rant about how he should be arrested. It was a shit show, but by Ralph's standards, I got to be honest, a pretty decent one because nobody got their ass kicked for real.
Yeah, he also didn't commit any crimes or have his purse stolen.
No, so yeah, all in all, a successful night for the Ralpha male. Although he probably paid way more in flying people in, renting the hall, renting the wrestlers, any kind of insurance he had to have on the place, security for the place. Although some of his security was funny. It was some of his fans, fat guys, with their faces completely covered with masks, except for their eyes.
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
and one of them wasn't paying attention to where the camera was, and he actually pulled down his mask so he could drink. That's what you want your security doing, getting drunk on the job.
Well, like you do.
That's a good thing.
Well,
yeah. Just a shit show. It was not as bad as I was hoping for, but Ralph tried to play it up like it was a great success. Bitch, you lost money on this. I guarantee it. And in their crowning moment, they have a battle royale for the belt that they can't give away because it got destroyed by his father-in-law.
Stupid.
And so the wrestler who wins gets up there and gives a little speech about how that fucker better not do it next time he wins one of these events. Sure.
Look, the wrestlers looked like they were acting very professionally.
Sure,
And
yeah.
I'll give them a lot of credit for that because those guys all looked like they knew what they were doing. They, as far as the wrestling aspect goes, it looked like it was fine. It looked like a pretty fun event if you were a wrestling fan.
It looked like backyard wrestling.
Yeah, but I mean, they were all acting like professionals. Nobody was being ridiculous. There wasn't any real world violence or anything stupid like that.
Yeah.
They weren't acting like petulant children like you'd expect on Ralph's stream. So I give the wrestlers credit for at least taking it seriously enough to be professionals.
On the other hand, yeah, there's going to be some backlash for it because some of the stuff that audience was chanting and look, wrestlers, I get it. You guys are working for pennies where you can, but maybe look into the promoter a little bit. Like that woman, like if you've seen Ralph's stuff, if you've seen Cozy, you should have expected them to. In fact, honestly, I'm surprised that's all they chanted at you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did not hear any N-word chants tonight, which I was shocked by.
Yeah, it was mostly just the Hitler stuff. And
so, anyhow, it was.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a Ralph event, so it's a pretty big shit show. But like I said, I'd give the wrestlers some credit for showing up, doing their jobs. And even that chick that they were saying nasty things about there, she at least went and did the job.
Yep.
And good on them, I guess. I hope they get paid. I won't hold my breath. I'd get that money in advance if I were them.
Don't worry. They'll get paid on the next one because it was such a great event. They're going to have it again. People paid $100. It was $125 for the VIP, or sorry, for the front row. And it was like $145 for the front row and a shirt and like $180 for front row and VIP. I don't know what the difference is between those. Other than you're giving Ralph a lot of money for no freaking reason.
He's got a lot of diehard fans, I guess. So I don't know. I won't pay that much money, I don't think, for this. But
yeah, but even with that, even if you counted all of those people, he paid way more than that for everything to get this set up.
Yeah, there were a lot of people actually wrestling there. So I think he probably lost a bunch of money on that. I
was really hoping Tonka would show up.
I was kind of thinking he would, but I didn't see any wheelchair people there.
They should have had Tonka versus Kanye. That was what I wanted to see.
Did the guy from Channel Awesome show up? Nostalgia Critic?
Oh, no. Remember, that was just a cameo thing.
I know, but it would have been funny if he had showed up.
It would have, just as the joke, yeah. But apparently afterwards, they're all going over to Atlantic City to party, so I'm sure there'll be video of somebody getting arrested from that.
Oh, yeah. It'd be funny if he said Ralph's in a slot machine and he gets served again.
Oh, that would be awesome. He just gets served all night long. I'm thinking he lost money. His donations were lacking. Yeah, at the very end, he was actually complaining about the donations. He was saying that it was under 2,000. He didn't say how high. But with sales and donations, he might have made $8,000, Jack. He spent way more than that flying people in and shit.
Yeah, there's no way he even broke even, I don't think.
No, there were no professional wrestlers. These were all amateur professional wrestlers.
Yeah, they're from the lower tier circuits. And, I'm not going to judge them. People like wrestling. They like this backyard shit. It's fine. It's just not something I would want to see. I'm not a wrestling fan, but I know a lot of wrestling fans don't care as long as if they're, seeing it live. They want to see it live.
I've it's cool to see the big spectacular live. I don't know if I would ever be able to watch this crap.
Oh, I don't know. It's not my thing. I think it's all silly. But I don't know. Who knows? These people got some work that I'm glad for them, but I would make sure that check clears.
Yeah, money. Look, he's going back to Mexico. He's not paying these people.
No, I didn't think so either. I'm thinking he's gonna ghost a bunch of them.
Well, the other thing, just another Ralph thing. Then we'll move on, guys, because this is just the drama nonsense. Him and his pedophile-leaning, horse-faced wife just got married, Jack, and they used his now father-in-law's credit card to do it. They used his credit card to fly to Vegas to get married. And his dumbass put on Twitter, hey, I didn't do anything. She did it all. She had permission to use that card.
They're married, so he's on the hook for it too, isn't he?
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but way to throw your wife under the bus to go to prison so you don't have to.
Well, yeah. What do you expect from Ralph?
Not very much, if I'm being honest. All right, let's
wait. I got a couple questions.
Sure, go ahead.
One, do you think his wife is going with him to Mexico?
Yes. They want to make sure that baby gets diarrhea.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what?
So they want to make sure their baby gets diarrhea.
Oh, okay. I was thinking they had a kid together. Now, do you think that this is going to end like DashCon, where the wrestlers go to check out of the hotel that's supposed to be paid for it, and they find out nobody's paid the bill?
I mean, it could. It could. We won't find that out till tomorrow.
And they're stranded there with no way to get home.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I would be more concerned about. That's why you always get the money up front.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, sorry, I just was curious about those things.
No, I get you. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to these poor people who are dumb enough to go to Ralph events. I mean, some of them paid their actual money and actually flew themselves out there. Good on you, I guess.
It's still publicity. I mean, he did have a lot of people watching him, so maybe that'll be a break for somebody. I don't know. I can see why they would do it. I think it's a mistake, not something I would do, but I can see why they would.
No, I want to announce Monkamania. For $5,000, you can give me $5,000.
Yeah, there will be no event.
Yeah, no event. Fly yourself wherever the fuck you want to. Stevie says, I don't know who Ralph is, but I'm sorry he has a horse-faced wife. Be more sorry that he has a wife who's into kiddie porn and they have a baby. But don't worry, having that baby made her realize the error of her ways. I'm not making that up.
That's fucked up.
Anyhow, let's move along from the Ralph male. What a fucking douchebag. Okay. $5,000 for your silence. No. By the way, we should talk about that for a minute. I mentioned that Shuan had disappeared from Twitter, and a whole bunch of people globbed onto this thing over on her Patreon. For $50,000 a month, you can buy her silence. And there's a lot of people, oh, she got the 50,000. Okay, maybe. But that doesn't mean she'd have to get rid of her Twitter. She could just not post. You know what I mean? She didn't get rid of her YouTube channel, Jack.
Yeah.
So I see a whole bunch of people pointing to that, including dumbass Ethan Ralph. But yeah, I haven't seen any proof of that. So, Jack, there's politics going on, and I just want to talk about this church commission everybody's asking for. Largely based on the Twitter files and stuff we've seen. By the way, there was another Twitter file that came out where Adam Schiff apparently was very, very, very busy at trying to get people silenced on Twitter.
Shocker.
We're not going to read through it because there's really not much to it. Sometimes Twitter did it, sometimes they didn't. But he was really, 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 really trying to get people silenced. Like Ted Lieu wants to do to you. Kind of weird, this stuff coming from the House. Anyway. Exactly. You know what? Exactly, Eagle. For those of you who don't know what the Church Commission is, it's from, 1975, I think? And it's named after Senator Church, and they had this commission to go in and look to see if the FBI, the CIA, and I forget the other group, the IRS, if they were doing anything wrong, if they were abusing things, if they were abusing their authority. And it turned out, Jack, yeah, they were. I know that's shocking because of how on the up and up the FBI, CIA, and IRS are right now.
Yeah, I mean, how could anybody suspect such things?
The problem with the new Church Commission, and I'm not against it, by all means, please expose all this shit. My problem with it is that the last Church Commission exposed all this shit and it didn't stop. What they found out is like the CIA was paying different newspapers to plant stories for them.
Oh, hold on. Let me be shocked.
What we need to do is abolish. We don't need to keep investigating. We need to abolish these alphabet agencies. By all means, come out there. We've seen the FBI, the Twitter files with what the FBI was up to. And remember, CIA, ODNI, all of this stuff is in there. But nobody cares. They're still doing it.
Well, there's no consequences for for doing what they're doing. So why would anyone stop?
Yeah. And the American people, half of them are mad, sure, yeah. And the other half are like, I don't care. What? There's nothing to see here. That's a nothing burger.
Yeah, the press told me that was a nothing burger.
It's a nothing burger. Nothing to see here. I'm absolutely positive that even though we know these guys were infiltrating social media, they stopped because of the Church Commission infiltrating legacy media. Positive, Jack. Positive.
Well, I mean, obviously. I mean, it's not like they're going to keep doing the wrong thing.
We don't need to just keep investigating them. We need to shut them down. How many times do they got to get caught doing shit over and over again? Yeah.
Well, there's no consequence. Why stop?
Ramen, exactly. Ever hear of a man by the name of President Kennedy? Nothing to see with what happened to him either. We just found out that conclusively, whether you think Oswald acted alone or not, he worked for the CIA. And everybody's like, what? I don't know. What's the big deal?
Oh, that was a long time ago, Monkey. Surely they've stopped doing such nefarious things. Don't look into anything the FBI and CIA do.
No reason to look at them. Don't pay any attention to these little shitbags who keep doing the same things over and over and over again. We just had all those people here in Michigan going to jail, probably rightfully so, for trying to kidnap our governor here. The FBI that was quite clearly involved, who clearly steered all of this, who pretty much put the plan in motion, nothing happened to any of them. Nothing. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. So go ahead, have your committee. By all means, bring out all the shit. But I want to remind you of a couple of things. Senator Schumer told you that they will fuck you over if you do this. So be very careful when you start your car. And two, you've already done it. This has already been done. This was done 50 years ago. And it doesn't matter.
No, this is just more Republican talking and doing nothing.
Well, it's not even in that, Jack. It's that even if they do, because this is their oversight, right? Which they're supposed to do. Okay. You go in there and you investigate and you find all of this shit, then what? You don't have the power to arrest. Even if you find a couple of people you can pin this shit on, like some guy in Cincinnati, Okay, so you arrest one of them. DOJ will go after 4 people so you can get your headlines like, look, we cleaned up the corruption. Meanwhile, 99.9% of the people who work in those organizations are still there. All of them are still there. There's nothing they can do other than get rid of it. Just get rid of it. I clicked for slutty cops. Oh, we talked about that nasty bitch earlier. You gotta go back about what, 30 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
About 30 minutes back, you can find the dirty slutty cop from Tennessee. Although I gotta be honest now, Jack, I kind of want to get blown by her. I just want to see what all the fuss is about.
I don't know. She can polish a knob pretty good, I'm sure.
Yeah. Suck a golf ball through a garden hose?
Possibly.
I mean, there's got to be something there.
There's no dirty doorknobs in her neighborhood.
Check your money. Is that not going off? God bless. Sorry, bud. Let me get over there and get that loaded up. Meanwhile, I'll try to figure out why the fuck this ain't working. Oh, there it goes. I opened the little alert box, Jack, and immediately
I'm awake.
It went off twice now. Let's see if did I miss any more? All right, let's see. Dark Resurrect, thank you so very much. Oh, actually, wow. Yeah, several. This one. Tennessee PD, thank you so much. All aboard the train. Pumpkin Trucker, thank you. Who's the bigger ginger cuck? The cop's husband or AOC's boyfriend? Well, as of right now, we don't know that AOC's banging other people. So I'm going with the cop's husband. Dark Resurrect, thank you so much for that. Feminist $12. They need to investigate the ATF. They are abusing their power by making laws and rules without congressional approval. For example, this new stabilizing bracer ban going to turn millions of Americans into felons overnight. Not really overnight, but 120 days. Yep. Yeah, well, unfortunately, these kind of things are written into the laws where they give these agencies the power to make rules. And until they're actually in place, there's not a lot that can be done. You can have the public, get mad and shit, but honestly, you got to wait until it's a full-fledged rule to try to stop it through the courts.
Yeah, you almost have to have somebody get arrested for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then have them hopefully take the case all the way up to the Supreme Court. The pistol brace ban is stupid, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll uphold that or not. Probably not, since the bump stock ban just got kicked.
Jordan, thank you. Shu posted on her YouTube page yesterday saying she's watching Velma, most likely for a video. Patreon thing seems bunk. Yeah, the whole Patreon thing, people saw that and immediately reacted to it. And give me proof and I'll believe you, maybe. But it just doesn't make sense, because otherwise she would have gotten rid of all of her social media if that's what it was. Snub, thank you. Is it physically possible to suck a golf ball through a garden hose? A person doing it? No. I mean, I'd like to meet that chick, but Monkey, you watched Razor Fist video on Lincoln today. I did. That was a good video. I'm not a fan of Lincoln the way so many are. I'm less of a fan watching this. Did you see it, Jack? It's an hour-long video. It's
no.
Was it Lincoln, America's first dictator or something like that?
No, I didn't see it.
And he makes the case about Lincoln being a dictator, and he was. If you don't believe that for any other reason, compelling the southern states to come back, going to war over that, there was no reason that the southern states couldn't secede at the time. There's just not. There's nothing in the law. There's nothing in the Constitution. And you could join up at will. You should have been able to leave at will. The circumstances at Fort Sumter, yeah, Lincoln was trying to provoke a war. He does a really good job of laying out that case. I still disagree with him slightly. I don't think Lincoln gave a fuck about slavery. I really don't. I think that even the quotes that make it seem like he might have are bullshit if you read the rest of them. I am so glad he went over the Emancipation Proclamation. You guys have heard me say this before. The Emancipation Proclamation only freed Southern slaves. That's it. It only freed slaves in areas that the North didn't control, which is like me deciding what North Korea is going to do. I don't have that power. But they call him the Great Emancipator based on the Emancipation Proclamation, which, go ahead, read it. Read it. It only frees Southern slaves, which he did not have the power to do at the time. Interesting, ain't it, Jack?
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't trust any politician. I don't think any of them are worthy of being on pedestals. I don't know if I'd call Lincoln a dictator for that. I get what he's saying, but
Lincoln did more than anyone else to make the federal government as strong as it is right now. That brought the states into the United States rather than you are a state that is united with the other states. And that might be weird to say, but before then, you were from Georgia, you were from Florida, and then it was, no, we are the federal United States. This is where we see suddenly everything has to be done in unison. The states can't be different. And it was a slow creep from there. And it was his power grab that did that.
I would argue that the Whiskey Rebellion set the precedent for that more than Lincoln.
All right, I'll bite. How?
Because that was an attempt to break off as well. And Washington put that shit down because they were trying to impose a federal tax. And by attempting to secede, they weren't going to... They couldn't form their own country then? Why couldn't they break off?
Had they formally seceded, though?
They were trying to.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but until the Civil War, we don't have that. Theoretically, you're still allowed to do it. How about that? Theoretically, until this point, you're allowed to, because, and Razor Fist goes over this in his video. The War of 1812, you had similar issues. Just a couple of 20 years prior, this is one I didn't even know about, where there were New England states that wanted to break away. But this is the first time anybody had ever voted to actually do it. And this is when it became the federal government. And so much can be traced back to it. I hear you. I get you. I would say you're probably right in it setting the planting the seed.
Yeah, I would actually blame a lot of the stuff that happened after Lincoln died for a lot of the federal problems that we have now, because Grant's administration was way more corrupt. And they started doing a lot more power grabs. I think what Lincoln did kind of set the stage, like the Congress and Lincoln as a whole. I wouldn't specifically just blame Lincoln. There's plenty of blame to go around throughout that entire situation. But yeah, I mean, I can understand why you would say that the entire federal system that we have now kind of was rooted in that era.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't just blame Lincoln for that. I think there's enough blame to go around throughout Congress and the various associated cabinet members and stuff like that.
The one part I did have a problem with is he really downplays slavery, and he makes a good argument for it. He does, but most of his argument is that it was economic and authoritarian. On the economic side, he talks about the tariffs placed. True, fair enough. But another big part of that, you cannot get over the secession arguments that were actually made in the South. Go read the ones from South Carolina. They're fucking disgusting. And they're all about the slavery.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Missouri's is hard to read, man. That was...
Oh, yeah. Some of these are fucking horrible. And slavery was a part of it. And you know what? That would even be an economic part of it. there's tons of things that led up to this. It wasn't just one or two.
Yeah, this was brewing before Lincoln got elected. It looks like there was, because they said if he gets elected, we're out of here. But this was pretty much going to happen either way. The conflict was a foregone conclusion. It was just how it was handled after that. And we all know that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, grab your thing.
Real quick, Frosted. Thank you. To be fair, Grant was captured by a giant metal spider. Yeah, but James West saved him, so it's okay.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will Smith. Yeah, but I think there were plenty of scandals going around that might have kept Lincoln from getting a third term. He probably might have had to resign after the Sultana disaster. So, because that was kind of his fault.
Well,
but
Razor makes the point in here that Lincoln didn't inherit, a Civil War. A Civil War issue. He inherited a secession issue, and in essence, a secession crisis. He even calls it, which is true.
Yeah,
and the way he handled it absolutely did kick off the Civil War.
I think any politician at that time would have handled the initial secession the same way. I think we would have ended up with a civil war regardless.
Yes, Pyrus, that is something. And when he kept saying it, I'll read what he said here. I kept thinking of Ukraine. Pyrus says, well, as Razorfist said, the South being bad doesn't make Lincoln good. Yes, he keeps saying that the South doesn't have to be good for Lincoln to be bad. And, we've made that point with Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
Russia doesn't have to be good for Zelensky to be a shitbag. Yeah. There's rarely do you actually get, I'm trying to think of somebody, that we would point to and go, a really honorable person. Because all men have their foibles, Jack.
No, everybody's flawed. And you can't trust a politician. They're all scumbags.
I still respect them for it. Respect who for which? Is it really a civil war if they were only fighting to leave an area? I mean, from the United States side of it, it is a civil war. From the Confederate side, it's an invasion. So Churchill, I mean, Churchill had his problems too. A decent leader.
Yeah, but being a good leader doesn't mean you're flawless.
Yeah.
And, look, I all these people are long dead, but they were men of their times, and all politicians are scum universally throughout history. So you can't trust any of them. But I still think there were enough problems going on that we probably would have ended up with some sort of conflict, regardless, because the Congress wasn't going to let them secede. I think they would have gone to war either way. It would have escalated either way. There was too many problems going on.
The United States couldn't afford to let them secede. All of the money came from there.
A lot of the economic money came from the South and the cotton plantations.
Cotton and tobacco.
Tobacco, yeah.
Yep.
Well, you had the textiles, you had tobacco, and what was the other major crop of the time? There was something else that the South had. The ports. They had the New Orleans and Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
Because those were major shipping hubs. Because a lot of transatlantic stuff would stop in Cuba and then go up to New Orleans and go up the Mississippi.
Tyran says, the Confederacy, to stand up and rebel, to put your lives on the line for your beliefs, even if I find the beliefs abhorrent. Well, see, that's where a lot of the Civil War is such, it's not as cut and dry as we're taught in school. It's just not.
No, it's a messy thing made by politicians who are all a bunch of dumb fucks. I mean, that's where all wars come from, is people that won't sort out their differences or compromise. Somebody inevitably gets pissed off, and then next thing you know, you got a war.
One of the things you'd never see done today is in the movie Glory. Remember, in the movie Glory, this is a black regiment of Union soldiers. And at the beginning of it, One of the white Union soldiers says, "I'd rather have a pig than a N-word, because at least you can eat the pig." The idea that the North was up there just fighting to free these poor oppressed black people, and that the South was fighting just to keep them Negroes in check is just wrong. It's just wrong. Even when you look at, like we were saying earlier, Jack, slavery is clearly a part of the Civil War. Period.
Oh yeah, it's one of the biggest parts of it.
Coming from the southern side of it, even if you're looking at it, well, state rights, state rights to have slaves. So it's clearly a part of it, but that doesn't mean that everybody who was fighting in the Southern Army was doing so for that reason. Hell, even Robert E. Lee wasn't doing it for that reason. The leader of their fucking army wasn't doing it for that reason.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the other side, I wish Razor Fist would have went into this part a little bit more, because he talks about Sherman's march to the sea and how Sherman picked up all of these black people who were following him around and then cut them off at that river that we talked about the other day. He talks about how some of the black people jumped into the river and maybe 100 or so, couple hundred died that way. He doesn't talk about the fact that they left them on the side knowing that, oh, fuck, what's his name? I forget his name now. The Southern general was coming up behind him, who slaughtered them all.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the South gets, oh, look at what they did to these people. Sherman left them there for that to happen. It was on purpose. They didn't care about the blacks at all. Hell, even the writing of the time, even if you look at a lot of the let's call them Lincoln supporters, they didn't care about making even Lincoln didn't care about making blacks equal.
Well, no, they still considered black people subhuman.
Yeah.
There was still racial hierarchy. Some people just thought it was a moral wrong to enslave them. There's a difference there. I mean, you can be anti-slavery and still not be an ethnocentrist, you know.
There's no such thing as states' rights. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. The powers not granted to the federal government are retained by the states or the people, respectively. The states have rights. Now, I get what you're saying. They're authorized by the people, but that's because of the constitutions of the states. The states were allowed to set themselves up any way they wanted to. You know, as long as it was within the Constitution itself, which is, let's say, evolved over time. Thanks to our Supreme Court interpreting it rather than reading it. I love when they do that, Jack.
Yeah.
The blacks ain't subhuman, the French are. Indeed. Although, in fairness, the French did help us become a country, so I got to give them a little credit there. A little bit. But no, it's a good watch. Check out Razor Fist video. I enjoyed it. I've never been that big of a fan of Lincoln. We've talked about that before. And I really do. That what happened there with the federal government taking so much power, whether the seeds have been planted or not, I mean, you see it there, and then just it goes from there and goes buck fucking wild in the 20th century.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the stuff that happened in the 20th century was largely Woodrow Wilson and FDR.
You know what? He brings up Wilson, actually. He doesn't get to Wilson's the FDR part, but FDR with our modern issues is probably a much bigger problem. But again, it's that planted seed, Jack. Mm-hmm. That shit goes way back.
Oh, yeah. Whenever there's a little thing that some politician can exploit later, they eventually will. You just got to give them time, and they have to find that nuance there they can manipulate in the penumbra.
Well, just look at something like the federal minimum wage. Oh, he didn't just ask permit. He just did it because it was the right thing to do. And he even said, if you're not willing to give a man this minimum wage, then you're not willing to do. And then you look at how the minimum wage actually goes up with inflation when they're all arguing 7 $25 is too low. It's actually like twice what the federal minimum wage would be, just adjusted for inflation from what FDR did. Like, no, but he meant it should be a lot more. Like, no, you guys, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You got politicians who say, oh, wait, we can force shit on people. Let's force more shit on people. It just builds. The more power they get, the more they take. Give them an inch, they'll take a foot. And yeah, it goes way back. Honestly, it probably all goes back to Hamilton, if we're being honest about everything. He's the first, really strong. He even wanted to have the president called Your Highness, like the king we just fucking got away from. And this is where you see the start of what the two major political sides in America are. The Jeffersonians, who are like, we need smaller government, and Hamilton, like, no, we need a strong government. And that's pretty much the start of it. And here we are today. Yay.
Yay.
Thank you, Alexander. You fucking asshole. I'm glad you got shot. Good musical, but I'm glad it got shot. Are we allowed to say that about a centuries dead president? Or sorry, not even president, politician?
I have no idea what the rules are anymore.
Now, a really good Razor Fist video you guys should watch is, let me see if I can find it. But it's one where he's talking about the politics of America, where it's not communism versus fascism. That's a European thing. That's imported from European politics. Oh, shit. Ours is big government versus small government. I don't want to watch that. Was it the America First video? Yeah. Razor Fist America First video. Yeah, our system is big government versus small government. Where the European thing, this has been going on for quite some time, whether they called it fascism and communism yet, that's what they've been fighting over for centuries. I mean, is fascism really different than what the monarchy was before?
Not really, no.
Yeah. They just gave it a fancy new name in the 20th century.
They love their feudalism over in Europe.
They do. And that's a fight that, they're trying to import here. Oh, son of a bitch. Apologize for that. But yeah, check out that one. I did enjoy the Lincoln one, but I think that one's a more impactful video these days. Burr was framed. Bullshit. He fired that.
Nope, the shrubbery shooter got him.
Bullshit.
Second shooter in the shrubbery. I'm starting that. Got conspiracy theory. Shrubbery shooter killed Hamilton. It was an assassination by a rogue hermaphrodite. Adams.
The Jags cheated. Look, man, I've heard talk about like Bosa lost his mind on 2 plays apparently and cost the Chargers big. I don't know what was going on there. I haven't seen the footage. The Chargers were going to lose. It's just the way it is. Do you just hear how defeated I get when I start talking about being a Charger fan?
I know, and it's kind of funny, honestly. I'm sorry.
I love my Chargers, but there's no there's no will there. It's just, yeah, that happened. Always next season. That's the Chargers motto. There's always next year when we can do it again. All right. What else do we have? The Twitter files, which we briefly mentioned. At this point, nothing's really going to come of it. We see Congress getting their shit together, Jack, so that they can investigate the Biden files that are at his house. I'm going to say the same thing I said about the Trump ones. I don't give a shit. In reality, I don't give a shit about them being there. If they're that important, take them back to wherever the fuck they need to be. Unless you can prove that they were doing something illicit with it, I don't care. I really don't, because chances are it's meaningless anyway. They love to slap that top secret label on shit so people can feel important for being able to fucking read it. They slap that shit on everything. And then when you sue with a FOIA request, they're like, "Oh, we gotta black out a whole bunch of this shit because you can't see it as a plebe. We need to stop all that shit." But to see them in Congress quickly get this little commission together so they can look into this, while there's so much else that needs looked into that's come way before it, it's not about giving a shit per se. It's ensuring that both are treated equally.
But we know that's not going to happen. They're not going to treat Trump with the same kid gloves they give Biden.
They can't do anything to ensure that they're treated equally because the Justice Department is looking into one and there's no fucking way they're going to look into the other. It's go ahead.
Did you see Christopher Wray is going, the FBI director is going to the World Economic Forum to speak?
Shocking.
Yeah, nothing to see here, guys.
Chicago Mike, thank you. Just be grateful that you had more than 3 wins this year and didn't earn the number 1 draft. That's how bad my Bears were this year. Well, in the NFL these days, that doesn't mean much. I mean, 2 years from now, you guys could be in the Super Bowl with a team like that.
Oh, who won't be in the Super Bowl?
Chargers. That's not. We went once. We got embarrassed.
That wasn't real. That was a setup, that like a little stage play they put together so you guys could feel good about it.
It was like 49-26 or something like that was the final score. It was so bad. Yeah. The 94 season. What a wonderful. And frankly, they didn't belong in the Super Bowl anyway. They got lucky a lot. And it showed in the big game, Jack. Anyhow.
Some people are just glad to be there. Like, we got here. What do we do? I don't know.
Right?
Just run that way. Thank you, Andrew Jackson, who says, I only have 2 regrets. I didn't shoot Henry Clay, and I didn't hang John C. Calhoun. Well, Andrew Jackson was a complete piece of shit. So, yeah, it does sound like something he'd say. Thank you, Andrew, the ghost of Andrew Jackson.
Dark says they should be looking into Hunter and Joe's connection to Ukraine and China. Absolutely.
Yep.
And Danger says they did appoint a special counsel over the Biden files. Yeah.
I have an article on that.
But it feels like it is to officially excuse it rather than prosecute. Yeah. They did it so that what article is it? Do you know?
Hold on, let me check.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring up an article on that. I grew up rooting for the Seahawks, and the Pats caused my grandparents like them. Oh, and the Pats, because my grandparents like them.
Ends in 4XA.
4XA, okay. I mean, we lived in San Diego at the time. I couldn't even tell you how exactly it started. My dad used to root for the Chargers to annoy my mom, who was a Raiders fan, and I went with Dad. That's as much as I remember. And so I was always on Dad's side when they'd play each other. And ever since. Plus, there was this, after church, we'd stop at this Subway sandwich shop called Submarina in San Diego. And they had this cool little football helmet radio, and it was a Charger helmet. And I always wanted one because it looked so cool. And that is how it started, Jack. Annoying my mother and liking a radio.
Well, there's worse things, I guess.
Yeah. Like a fixer for the Democrats, Nunes worries Biden's special counsel may be biased. No.
What?
No. Attorney General Merrick Garland on Thursday praised Robert Hur, the special counsel he appointed to investigate President Biden's handling of classified records, as an even-handed prosecutor. Why didn't you immediately storm his compound?
Shh, nothing to see here.
Stevie says, I've had Submarina. Those are still around. Are they really? I didn't know it was a chain. Look, I was 7 when we left San Diego, so my memories are not that vivid, but I do remember that football.
Well, that's weird because Joe can remember his time in Scranton.
Well, it's because the Puerto Rican people, Jack, they're very big on their roots and stuff. And as somebody who was raised politically Puerto Rican, he remembers all that.
Oh, that makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense. Family ties and whatnot.
exactly. I don't know why that just dinged at me.
It was fun.
Well, the donation was a while ago. You guys could see it on the screen. That ding is for the ones that come through Super Chat. I don't fucking know. Anyway, but a top Republican who dealt with her during his last stint as the Justice Department has a much less glowing opinion. In 2018, Her was part of the Justice Department team that worked to stifle a House Republican probe of the agency's investigation into the Trump campaign's links to Russia. Remind me again, wasn't that all bullshit?
Nothing to see here.
According to the the Justice Department emails reviewed by the Washington Free Beacon, Her, who served as Principal Associate Deputy Attorney General. Principal Associate Attorney General. That's too many titles.
That's a made-up job. You get that many words in your title, it's made up.
Helped draft a letter to Republicans on the House Intel Committee in January 2018 to block a report, the so-called Nunes memo, that poked holes in the government's investigation of the Trump campaign. By the way, this is part of what the newest Twitter files have been about. They were trying to silence a lot of this stuff. The Nunes memo. Do you guys remember the Nunes memo? We talked about it at the time. And it turns out quite a bit of what the Nunes memo said was true.
Those are a lot of hate facts, my friend.
Her's work to shut down the memo, which years later has been largely vindicated. Oh, there you go. Cast doubt on his ability to impartially investigate Biden, according to the memo's Republican author, former House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes. Her looks like a fixer for the Democrats and the deep state, he told the Beacon. Yeah. Look, this way they get to say they did something. Remember, they did investigate Hillary. Remember? They did.
Yeah. And then nothing happened.
And then Comey came out and said there's no reason to prosecute her, even though that wasn't his fucking job. The FBI investigates and then they turn it over to justice to see whether or not something is going to be done. And he's just like, yeah, there's nothing to see here. And honestly, he probably wasn't wrong in that, Jack. The issue comes up with the double standard. When it's a Republican, suddenly it's an issue. But when it's a Democrat, we don't need to see this. Does Sam
look too close?
Does Sam Harris have a fetish for dead kids? Oh my God, that latest video of his. Fuck.
That dude's a fucking tard, man. Trump broke that guy.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see the video, I'll try to find it and throw it into chat for you guys.
I'll grab it while you're.
Thanks. It's like 9 or 5 minutes long, and that would take us hours to get through. Basically, he's making the argument that it would have been better if a bunch of kids died during COVID, because then nobody would have questioned vaccines.
Yeah, he actually
That's
said
it. Yeah.
There's a link to Viva Fries.
He takes like 5.5 minutes to say this. And that's his argument is, look, since it was only going after old people, if it had killed 1% of kids, we wouldn't have had, he specifically mentions Brett Weinstein. We wouldn't have Brett Weinstein out there making 60 videos about how it's okay to question the vaccine.
It would still be okay to question the vaccine because it's okay to question science.
Why are dead kids on Sam's mind? I don't know.
I don't know, but somebody should check the crawl space at his house.
Yeah, because he doesn't care about dead kids and he wishes there were more. He says, look, this shouldn't happen, but if it did, it would be better. I am paraphrasing, but only slightly.
Yeah, the guy's a piece of garbage.
He's full on into don't question, which is the exact opposite of what he should be out there doing. See, Sam, this is why he'll never be Hutchins, because Hutchins questioned. His side, the other side, it didn't matter. He questioned. and you are a full-on authoritarian piece of shit. That's the difference between you two. Because you don't question anything. You're just like, oh, the lefties said it. That's what I'm going with. More kids should have died. Think about killing the children. I know, man. Hitchens, what did I say? Oh, Hutchins. Sorry, Hitchens. You're right. You're right. Christopher Hitchens. He so desperately wanted to be him, and he's just thrown it all away. And he's just making it worse every day. Yeah, what we really needed is to get people to throw away any thinking that they do is to kill a bunch of kids. That's the way you do it. Too bad the Chinese needed to get rid of their aging population and not their young people, huh? Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. It's too bad the virus only affected elderly. We don't know that it was manufactured, Jack.
No, I have no evidence here. I'm not sad.
Hitchens got the ultimate honor. He became a verb, the hitch slap. Look, I disagreed with Hitchens from time to time, but the guy actually questioned. He didn't just blindly accept, which is all Harris does these days.
Yeah.
He is such a fucking little piece of shit. And yeah, now twice within what, 2 months, Jack? This motherfucker's out there talking about dead kids.
Yeah, he needs to shut up. Stop making stupid comparisons.
I wouldn't care if Hunter Biden had a basement full of dead kids.
Yeah, for some reason, dead children are on his mind a lot, it seems.
That's something you probably should care about. And the idea that what we really need is a pandemic that kills a whole bunch of children to get people to fall in line should scare you that you think like that.
Yeah, that's sick, man. I don't know why people look up to him. He's a smart, dumb guy. I've gone over this before. Last time I think we talked about that moron. He's the smartest person in his little dumb friendship circle.
Yeah.
And because of that, all the dumb people think he's super smart. They're like, oh, he's an intellectual. No, he's just the smartest one in a room full of retards.
I hear you, Jack, but I don't even think that's true. I think he thinks he's the smartest one because just to throw this out there, he was part of what they called the intellectual dark web.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan got a lot of shit for saying that if you're 25 and healthy, you probably shouldn't get the vaccine. You know what? One of the FDA vaccine advisors came out with just the other day. If you're in the healthy young age range there, 20 to like 40, you should probably think and probably don't need it if you're healthy.
What?
Yeah.
You mean like natural immunity is a thing? Or some people just have stronger antibodies because they're young?
So Rogan, even though he fucking cucked out to this shit, was right about that. Meanwhile, Sam's out there going, we need more dead kids to get people to just take this shit blindly.
I'm sure the World Economic Forum took notes.
Oh, I'm sure they did. How you dumber than Joe Rogan?
Right?
No offense to Joe Rogan. I like Joe. I enjoy watching his show from time to time. How you dumber than Joe Rogan?
Well, has Sam Harris ever done DMT?
I'm sure he did. He hung out with Joe for a while. Maybe that's what broke him.
Might have been. Maybe he had like some sort of weird hallucinations about Trump.
You're dumber than the guy who's literally turning into Danny DeVito. Before our very eyes, man. I saw him again the other day. That head will not stop growing.
Well, they call it human growth hormone for a reason.
God damn. Joe, you're not going to be able to stand up straight soon.
Could turn into Charlie Brown.
Fuck. That head is huge. The Weinsteins seem very reasonable. I mean, they are full-on lefty, so they still preach lefty bullshit just with smarter words. But they do at least question things from time to time.
Yeah.
Head growth hormone? A fucking head, man. God damn. Joe, that's not natural, man. We saw the same thing. I love when Barry Bonds never took anything. His head doubled in size. All right. That does not happen naturally.
Not unless you have like Lou Gehrig's disease or something.
Yeah. I forget who it was I saw last trying to tell me Barry Bonds never took anything. Like, bitch, you could fit his old head into his new head twice and have space left over. Like, no, he just worked out real hard. Yeah, after taking human growth hormone. He didn't take steroids, he took growth hormone. Jack Rules, thank you so much. Has anyone else seen the Archie 1955 comic from 2019? I'm sure there's a bad comic review on it.
Oh, it's true. There is. There's a great review on it. It's going to the chat right now.
Archie 1955 comic in 2019.
Yeah. The title's Archie 1955.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was released in 2019.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's effectively the Elvis story, but with the Archie group.
Oh, all right.
Actually, wasn't bad.
If you think sacrificing kids is less evil than Trump, then you might be a shit stain, Sam. Yeah, Dangerous. That's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Monkey Neil deGrasse Tyson on PDB podcast and his talk about the vaccines was hysterically retarded. The Hodge twins ripped it apart. I don't even know if I trust Neil deGrasse Tyson on astrophysics or whatever the fuck his degree is in.
No, that guy hates everything. He is so unfun.
Yeah.
He's like the biggest square on the planet.
And he keeps wading into places where he doesn't actually have the scientific backing to do so. But he's Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's kind of like when what's his name? The
Bill
nerd
Nye, the science guy?
Yeah, Bill Nye. When everybody, it's Bill Nye, the science guy.
The engineer.
That's just a nickname that he gave himself.
Yeah, he's not a science guy. He's an engineer.
There's all kinds of different sciences. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, Neil got roasted in a science discussion by Steakums. That is true. That happened on Twitter. That is a true story.
Wow, points for Steakums. I didn't even know they were still around.
Oh yeah, you can still get them. Yeah, they bitch slapped him pretty good on Twitter.
Nice.
Neil forgot about how to be a scientist when he became a celebrity. Well, here's the thing. I don't know how many scientists these days actually are scientists because we've taken the scientific method and thrown it out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Now, whatever is the science right now is all that you should ever think is the science. Which, if I remember correctly, that is the argument that him and Steakums got into, and they bitch slapped him for it. I know that science is the science. That's not how science works. That's not how science has ever worked. That's how people who tried to stop science work.
Yeah, it's very anti-science.
It's how the church worked.
Hey, do you remember seeing the commercials on YouTube videos for that Hero Wars game?
No.
It's this little guy with blue hair, and he gets dragged down to wherever the dungeon is, and it gets knocked down to level 1, and you have to fight your way up and fight the monsters. Well, I saw an ad for it the other day, and it had Corey Chase in it, who plays the stepmom in a lot of videos that are on the internet.
Oh.
And she's like, "It's your favorite stepmom, Corey Chase." I'm like, "Holy shit, I know who you are." I watched too many videos.
She even mentions the stepmom part.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, way to embrace your chosen niche.
Yeah, I wouldn't know her name by that, and I'd have to see her face to know if I know her.
She's a blonde chick. She's like our age. She's got big fake tits. You'd know her if you saw her, I think, but most people don't know who their local porn stars are.
I'm not a fan of the professionally produced stuff.
I'm not either. I like some of the Asian stuff is very tastefully done. It's very artistic, so I like that. But
Yeah. So people used to ask us on Lords of the Night, who's your favorite porn star? I'm like, I don't fucking know their names. Dirty bitch from down the street is how they're usually described. Yeah, let me see. Oh no, I'm not familiar with her. Cute, but yeah, not familiar with her at all. Oh, wait, maybe. Was she in that one video that Ted Cruz accidentally retweeted?
maybe.
Do you remember when he did that?
Yeah, that was a while ago though. I don't remember who the chick was in it.
Because she walks in and sees her daughter and boyfriend going at it, so she stops to fumble herself for a while.
Oh, that might have been her. It sounds like her.
That might be her, maybe. Faithless said I just said it. Oh, so am I right on that? Hi Nuts, how you doing, sweetheart? Welcome. We're not actually talking about porn. That just came up because of an ad on YouTube. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
we don't get monetized. I'm your favorite stepmom. We're talking about stepmom porn, and that is an ad. Hey, YouTube, do
it's
you
an
think
ad on YouTube.
do you think the people who make that ad would really be upset if their ad was on my video? Wouldn't it be great if that company had their ad guidelines set it to like PG content only?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. What's up, Addy?
Hey Ed.
What do you
I
guys
saw
think of?
Stargazer. Hi Stargazer.
I said hi to Nuts.
Uh,
Didn't I say hi to you, Nuts? I swear I did.
Yeah, one of the Heroes Words ads starts with a chick farting and a guy inhaling it.
Wow.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Jesus. What do we think of Ralphomania? I actually thought it went better than it had any right to. I was sad that there was no real world violence because that's what Ralph's stuff is known for. It's the only reason I tune in.
I believe the correct response is Ralphomania was running wild.
It was rolling wild. There's one part that's really great at the end where they're kind of wrapping it all up, and Ralph is in the far corner because he almost got beat up by that little midget who was beating up the girl earlier. And there's a dude in the audience who keeps raising his hands up, and you can see his gun falling out. I was like, oh dear God, there's more of them. And Nuts says I did say hi. Okay. I thought I had.
I don't remember.
But with my brain, man, I can never tell.
Oh, I understand. Thank you, Frosty Blast. All I ask for is a little production quality. If the white balance is off, they're using the camera's built-in mic, or God forbid, it's shot on a phone in portrait mode, I'm out. I may be a degenerate, but I have standards, damn it. I understand, Frosted.
I thought he was talking about Ralphomania. It took me a second to catch on there.
No, I agree most of the time. Every now and then, part of the joke is that they're filming it with the phone, and the camera guy will be over the shoulder filming the phone, filming her. So that's kind of funny. Probably sad when you recognize the apartment they're filming in.
Oh God, yeah. My first notice of that was the black couch. I mean, everybody knows that thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, these are all just the same place. Huh. Y'all need a blue light and Clorox. Anyway, where are we at here in the chat? Oh God. You did not say hi, Mrs. Starr. He called you nuts because that's her name. That's what I do. Made it to Utah from Seattle before having to stop for the night. Have a good show. We'll catch up in the morning. Hyman, have a good night, my friend. Have a good night.
Yeah, get some rest, man.
I might have to wrap up here, man. Fuck. This is not fun.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, man. My lower back has been fucked up from those falls I took. I'm positive that's what it is because there's nothing else has happened. And yeah, I just keep getting shooting pains going down my legs, and it's not fun. I need to move, but I need to move in a way where I won't be. What's the word I'm the volume or the audio quality will go even worse.
Oh, so you're gonna move it?
I like the way I move it.
Are you gonna get per se jiggy with it?
Phoebe hates it because I'm having trouble bending over to pick her up.
Oh,
Um, and I can't explain it to her. She's a fucking cat. You know what I mean?
yeah, I understand.
So she just rubs around my legs looking at me. Oh, Jack, it was so sad the other day. One of our smoke detectors beeped. Not it didn't go off. It just did the beep like, okay, it's time to change the battery.
Yeah.
And so I changed the battery in all three that we have. And I tested them after each one, and she didn't like the sound. I've mentioned before, Phoebe does not meow. The only time she meows is if she gets way too excited when it's time to eat. Or actually, because she has dry food all the time, but when she gets wet food, she gets so excited sometimes she'll actually do this cute little meow. It sounds like it's coming from a kitten coming out of this full grown ass cat. But she was getting so worked up from the sounds of this thing, and I was muffling it the best I could. She actually meowed at me. I was like, "Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I got to test them." On the plus side of kitty news, though, my daughter's cat, the three-legged cat, she used to love to play fetch. She would actually bring you toys so that you could play fetch with her. She started doing it again. She's getting back to normal.
Oh,
She still looks like a half-shaved cat, so part of her body looks like an uncooked chicken. But she's getting back into her life. The other thing I need to mention is that last year you guys helped me raise a lot of money for Little Butts fundraiser. We'll be doing that again here soon. All you got to do is let me know that the money's going to her fundraiser, and I will get it over to her fundraiser for her. You guys helped make her the top fundraiser for school last year, Jack.
yeah. How'd she like all the cool loot?
Oh, she loved it. She loved it. I don't know if they ever got their pizza party because it ended up getting canceled due to, well, maybe this is 2 years ago now. Whenever it was,
COVID.
you guys remember. But there was like a snowstorm or something. I don't know if they ever got their
Oh.
pizza party, which they deserved.
Yeah.
I'll have to buy her a pizza just to make sure. Can they get her a prosthetic? There's no reason to. I mean, it would only be for looks. Kitty cat can move. Okay. It's one of her back legs, so she still has most of her mobility. She just can't jump very well. My daughter has a thing for cats that can't jump very well. She went to the pound one time to get a cat, Jack, and my daughter is such a sweetheart. Instead of getting a kitten, oh, thank you, Kevin, for the grand monkey. I will get that to her. Thank you so very much. Instead of getting a kitten, she got an older cat. And then she moved and ended up moving into an apartment where she couldn't have it. So JJ stayed with us. Well, JJ was fat. JJ was like monkey fat. He could not jump up onto my bed. He just, we have a pretty high bed, but it's not high enough that a cat shouldn't be able to jump up there. So what he would do is he'd jump as high as he could and then latch on and climb his fat ass up my bed.
Did you
He was
play
a
the
sweetheart.
Mission Impossible theme while I did it?
Yeah, it was weird. He ended up destroying my comforter. But he was such a sweetheart. He just wanted to get up there and cuddle, so I couldn't be mean to him or anything. That cat must have weighed like 20 pounds, I swear to God. But we are going to wrap up here, guys, because monkeys just got to go. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Jack, a pleasure as always. Oh, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so very kind. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop some links to some cool videos. But as always, thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. And thanks to the people that came out to the stream I had earlier.
Sorry to mute myself so you didn't think I was huffing at you. No game stream, guys. No, I'm gonna go lay down. Thank you for coming out, Jack. A pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, have a wonderful night, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Go away. I hurt. I'm not singing tonight.